you believe that it's finally here, NLDS starts tomorrow, and you go into what the pitching plan is going to be as you prepare for whether it's just game 1, game 3, or the beginning of game 2?
Julio's going to start game 1, Clayton will start game 2, and then kind of we'll figure out how we navigate 3 and 4.
And how did you make that decision, and what went into it?
I think for us it was, you could essentially flip a coin. They're both aces in our eyes, and I just think that, you know, Julio's been fantastic for us all year, and kind of just making that decision to give him that opportunity. We all felt good about it, and you know, Clayton feels good about starting game 2 and going on from there.
Okay, are we going to move out to Claudia?
Hey Dave, Manny Machado said he's looking forward to this division, that rivalry. Is it possible to enter the series without all the emotion that comes with a heated rivalry?
Is it possible? I guess it's possible, but it's very unlikely, given the recent history, the geography, the familiarity. So there's going to be a lot of emotions. It's going to be exciting, you know, not only for, you know, players and fans. It's going to be a very intense series.
We're going to go right here to Jim.
Skipper, throughout the course of the year, you pretty much had your way with them. What are the pitfalls or warning signs you will tell them when it comes to playing a team that you had your way against? You've been kind of sitting around waiting to start playing, and they've been fighting and been active all along.
I think there's, you know, there's a lot of pitfalls. I don't think that would be victim of them. You know, the win-loss in the season, I think certainly has been skewed, but I think that if you were apart and really followed each game, they could have went either way, a lot of them. So it's obviously a team that's coming off a very big series, emotional series, a very talented team, and we're going to have our hands full. So there's going to be no letdown on our part. The regular season has no bearing on the postseason. It's the best of 5, and so the history, in our opinion, doesn't really matter. We feel good with where we're at as far as having the 5 days to kind of reset, get some guys that had some injuries to kind of get back on track. So we feel good where we're at.
We tap you for the row.
Blake and Dustin, are they going to be healthy enough to make it?
They're both going to be healthy enough to make it. We still have to sort of finalize the last couple bullpen spots, but these are good problems to have because we have a lot of viable options. But we're going to kind of talk through the final roster here after this workout.
Okay, the scenario already of starting Clayton game 1, Julio game 2, and then having Kershaw game 5 with Julio, you know, theoretically available out of the pen in 5. Was that like seriously considered at all? And ultimately, why did you guys think that wasn't necessary?
We thought about it. Kind of kicked a lot of different scenarios around. We just felt that having Julio for game 1 and potentially for game 5 on regular just made the most sense. And you know, hopefully we can get through this series, and then Clayton will be even more prominent in the next series. So that's kind of how it works, and we're in a really good spot. But that's just the best we felt we should navigate this series.
All right, we good one. Dave right here. What is Chris Gator done for the last couple of days? Is he available for you guys?
He's available today. Is better than yesterday, which yesterday was better than the day before. So he's a full participant. There's going to be a live batting practice for him today. Trace Thompson is going to take some at bats as well. So if it goes well, you know, my anticipation is he'll be active on our roster.
And with Dustin, how much consideration do you guys have in maybe keeping him off of this roster, trying to build him back up for a couple more?
Yeah, there's no, you know, I think you can argue, like a lot of these final decisions, you could argue both ways. To have Dustin continue to stay online, to build up where he threw 3 innings yesterday, to get him on a regular routine, to build up to 4 innings, to have more length potentially in the potential next series. I think that you could argue that. But to have his arm talent in this series certainly makes a lot of sense too. So, yeah, this is kind of what we're going back and forth on, and what gives us the best chance in this series, which is obviously most important, but also kind of how you can put the player in the best position to help your ball club more, and to your question about Dustin's build-up.
Far back and left it, Jorge.
Dave, is Kimbrel on your roster?
We're still talking. I think that certainly with what Craig has done, you know, his career is definitely noted. You know, this has been an up and down, inconsistent year, as Craig has admitted, and has never felt right. So as far as like the whole roster, we're going to have meetings here shortly.
What is his role if he's on the roster?
If he's on the roster, it's just kind of what every other right-hander is. He's more getting right-handers out versus more left. I see him kind of in a lane that makes more sense for him.
And one more, last night we saw Chris Bassett had some issues with the pitch comp last night at City Field. Got really loud, this place gets really loud. I'm wondering if you guys will make adjustments to make sure that doesn't happen for your guys, and you think that will have an impact here in the next year?
I don't think it'll have an impact, but it could. I think that we have the 5 or 6 mound visits that if it has to be because of communication, we have to use a visit for that. It would be certainly unfortunate, but we're going to have that thing turned up pretty high.
Okay, we're gonna go far right over here from the right.
Yeah, Dave, Andrew came out the other day and said it's the deepest 13-man staff that you guys have probably had going into the postseason series. How much does that play a role in maybe not sort of tinkering with Julio's usage, having available added relief in Game 5, everything like that?
Well, yeah, we don't, obviously Game 5 is we just don't know, but I think speaking to the depth of the bullpen, it is the most talented up and down pen that we've had, or just kind of armed to prevent runs. And I think the way it's going to show itself is in a shorter series, whether it's 5 games or a longer series, 7, we'll just have different options so you don't have to run the same cast of characters to the same part of the lineup all the time. So we're fortunate in that.
Back here on the left.
Dave, do you know if Miguel Vargas is going to be on the roster yet?
He's right there. Vargas, the hit tool, the foot speed, certainly makes him a real viable possibility.
And then what's going to go into with Trinan? How did he bounce back from the other day, and what do you still have to see to make a decision there?
I was just kind of wanting to talk to the training staff today, talk to the pitching guys, and just want to make sure during catch play today, Blake felt good. After the first day, yesterday, talked to him, felt great. The assumption, the hope is that he feels good today, and if that's the case, then, you know, it's hard to imagine him not being on the roster.
Okay, we'll go back here, let's roll.
Hi, is this the most dangerous version of the Padres you guys have faced?
Probably, you know, I think that if you look at, you know, the starters, I think it's a very power of strength for them on the starters, and they've got some nice arms in the bullpen. As far as positionally, I think this is the best we've seen them be able to defend. And as far as the lineup on the offensive side, they've just got a lot more balance than they have in years past. So we've got a good test.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Dave.